Imagine telling a 5-year-old child that there's insufficient funds in their account and you have to take away their hot meal and give them a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Now, there's nothing wrong with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. In fact, it's one of my favorite snacks. But taking away that child's options due to lack of funds, is that fair? This would not be an issue at all if we had free universal school lunch. According to the Food Research and Action Center, many struggling families do not qualify for free school meals because their income is near the cutoff line to receive free lunch. This is the same situation my mother found herself in when my father passed away. We made $10 over the poverty line. To this day, I remember my mom struggling to find change to make $1, and it still wasn't enough to feed her 3 children school lunch. Unfortunately, this is a sad reality that many Americans are facing today. So what I'm going to discuss with you is the problem, cause, and the solution for universal free school lunch. This is the problem. Families slightly above the poverty line don't qualify for free lunch. That is the first group of students. Now here's for the second group of students. Did you know that according to the Food Research and Action Center, students who qualify for free lunch are faced with the stigma of being labeled poor by their peers? So you have 2 groups of students facing similar issues. Both groups of students are suffering from this straddling of the fence between poor and quote-unquote better off. Both groups of students are faced with social anxiety, poor performance in school, and suppressed emotions that often go unnoticed by their parents and school staff. Now that we know the problem, let's discuss the cause. The cause is economic divide, the economic impact, the straddling of the fence between the rich and poor, instead of helping American families. At times, government programs create this invisible divide that promotes this stigma against children that live below the poverty line, and children that live slightly above the poverty line are suffering. This invisible poverty line varies from state to state, which leaves families that live slightly above, leaves them to struggle, and then puts that unnecessary strain on them. And this is what we don't need in a world that's already full of issues. The last thing we want to worry about is feeding our children. Now that we have the cause, let's discuss the best solution. And face it, just throw out this invisible poverty line, throw out this eligibility requirements. We're already offering children free or reduced lunch. Why not just offer it free for all students? Why put that strain on the parents, especially in light of the pandemic? That's the last thing parents should be worried about. Now we've discussed the problem, the cause, and the best solution for this. Now remember what I told you in the beginning about the 5-year-old. No longer is the stress and the embarrassment of looking into a computer and seeing that child has insufficient funds. Imagine how the staff feels serving these meals, and they look into the account and see that the child has no funds and they have to take that meal away. Imagine how they feel. But if we have universal free lunch, you can serve a hot meal with a smile on your face and put a smile on that child's face. That may be the only meal they get for the day, but you know that you've made an impact in that child's life. The children are our future, the future leaders of tomorrow, and it is our responsibility to provide them with nutritious, hot meals. Thank you for listening to my speech.